Hello and welcome to Budgeting and Planning with Steph. I'm Steph and I thank you for joining me today. My voice is going out. Today I'm going to talk about my personal debt. I am fortunate enough to be in a position that I've been working on this for probably, at least a good 10 years, maybe 12, 13, a long time. So, and in that time, I have been able to pay off all of my consumer debt, all of my credit cards, personal loans, that sort of thing. I had one vehicle that I paid off, and I went for years without having a car loan. But then I found that I needed another one. My other vehicle was 25 years old, and so I bought a brand new one. And then when it was pretty quickly able to pay off the loan on my new car that I bought in 2022. So at this time, I don't have a mortgage. I live with someone else who owns the house that we live in, and he holds the mortgage. But so my only debt at this time is my student loan debt. And in some ways, that's kind of a blessing to just have the one thing to work on. But in others, I think I've said before, if you've watched one of my other videos, I'm 56 years old. And it's kind of, in some ways, feels a little embarrassing to be 56 years old and still working on student loan debt. But it is the situation that I'm in. If you have student loan debt, you know that things really changed in 2020. And for a very long time, loans were in deferment, and my loan still is in deferment. I am not required to make payments, but I have been this entire time trying to work down my debt. Let me just show you where we're at and what I'm doing and what I plan to do in the future. So student loans, you get a new loan for every semester that you're in school, so they add up. Unless you refinance them, they are all separate loans. So my very first loan that I owe on has a balance of $2,216.82. And then and these numbers are numbers that I use Advantage, if you can read that. Advantage is the company that I have to pay back, and they're the ones that number these loans, not me. So number 2 loan is $4,890.60. Number 3 loan is my biggest. It's $10,287.22. And the thing that bugs me the most about this loan is the original loan was like, I can't remember exactly, but it was like $6,000 or $7,000. So all that remaining $4,000 or so is interest that's accrued. This loan is very old. It's probably 20 years old. Loan number 4, the amount owed is $8,589.65. Loan number 5, I owe $3,317.72. And the loan that's numbered number 9, I owe $2,159.77. And then the last loan that I owe on is number 14. So on that loan, I owe $4,204.90. And that total amount of debt is $35,666.68 as of yesterday. One thing that was super great for student loan holders is during the last 5 years, our loans have been like frozen. They were not accruing interest. And it was so nice. You would make a payment, you would see the number go down. But during the pandemic, or after, in the last 2 months or so, I guess beginning August 1st, interest started accruing again. And oh my gosh, I'd forgotten how fast it adds up. So I checked that was my balance yesterday. And then I looked back, and I have a spreadsheet that I keep on my computer that doesn't have any interest added in. And my spreadsheet says that I owe this amount. So over $300 in interest has accrued since the beginning of August on these loans. And it's just freaking me out, honestly. So it accrues so fast. One of the things is one of the things, maybe it's obvious or not obvious, at one time I had 14 loans. So I have paid off some of the ones that are in between there. So I went from 14 down to 7. So I've knocked off half of them. But a lot of the half ones I've knocked off were, kind of on easier gains because they were the smaller balances. And by easier, I say easier, that's for me. I usually like a snowball method is my preferred approach to debt, as opposed to the, so I will pick off the smaller ones first. I get a lot of gratification and satisfaction out of knocking off getting rid of a debt. The other way that other people tackle debt is I think it's called the avalanche method, where you would take a big number and get rid of it. And so the large payment amount that you were having to make on this could be reapplied to the next loan, and you're able to use the snowball, that debt amount to really knock off the others. But for me, I definitely am in the camp of snowball, where you start with a small one and get bigger. It just works for my brain better. One thing, if you've seen my other videos, you will know that even though I am in deferment and I do not have to make payments, I still have been. Yesterday, which was 7/10/25, I paid $10 and I applied $10 to all of these. And I've been doing that for a while, $5 or $10 or whatever I can afford monthly. I've been trying to, add something so it looks like I'm working on every single one. Last month in September, I had an extra $300 and I had applied $5 to everyone. And then I went back in and applied $300 and I put it on this loan right here. In August, I paid a total of $722.35 and I paid off, I had applied, I think it was just 5, I can't remember if it was 5 or 10 to every loan. And then I used that difference to knock out a loan. I paid one off at the end of August. So that's where I am today. My intention, I was thinking a lot about it after my video yesterday and the Transfer Tuesday, and just thinking about how I'm getting freaked out about how fast that interest is accumulating on these loans. And so I made this spreadsheet for myself. And so there are 3 more Tuesdays in the month of October, and I'm going to try and make a payment. I don't know if I'll do it on all of them, but this is the loan I want to knock off next, number 9. So I probably will just put it in number 9, but as much money as I can, I'm going to be applying towards this loan this month. And I invite you to join me on this journey to try and get rid of this huge student loan debt. And also I should say that my goal I don't know how feasible it is, but I'm going to set a really high goal. I would really love to pay off number 9 before the end of the year. So I think it's doable. Yeah. So my goal is to pay off number 9 by the end of the year. And then starting in January, we'll make a plan for which one we're going to tackle next. I think that's all I have to talk about with my loan situation. If you have any questions, please feel free to ask. I'd be happy to answer, and if you have questions in the comment. The only other thing I wanted to do today is take a look at my medical fund. I'm trying to set aside funds to to fund my medical, I can't talk. I want to put together a medical fund that I can use in retirement. And today I went and got gas today, so I've got a little bit of change in my gas envelope. I put 75 in this last week, and I only needed 25 today, and I probably will only need 25 or 40 the rest of the month. So I'm going to grab some change that I have in here now to put towards my medical fund. So I'm going to do $2 today. I'm going to tackle one more block in this fund, and if you like this is a freebie from Lisa Grateful Me. She has these on her Ko-fi site. She is a great YouTuber. I appreciate her inspiration. She marks off on her medical fund every day as well, that she makes a video. Cute little envelope here. I'm going to add this to my medical fund, and looks like we'll be at $4. Yep, $4 in my medical fund for this savings challenge. Thank you so much for joining me today. I hope you're having a wonderful day, and I look forward to meeting with you again tomorrow. Bye-bye.